I am hot, I am tired, I am uninspired. This kitchen. So I know the calendar says September, but it might as well say December because it feels like Christmas morning over here in the Fox household. If you're in your 30s, you will totally get it. My kitchen is finally 95% finished and it's gonna be 100% finished by the end of this week. So I just have to move in. So today and tomorrow, that's gonna be my MO, just getting everything put away so we can finally use this space. My mom's gonna watch the little boys and then my other two big kids are gonna be in school. So I'm gonna have some peace and quiet for my brain to think because there's some strategy involved here in getting these cabinets filled up with all of the things that I'm gonna need. Just as a reminder, this has been my kitchen for the past summer. July 4th is when we ripped out our kitchen, and so I've been living like this, which it's fine, it actually works, but we have boxes of dishes here and our little kitchen. This is our old cabinets ripped out. It actually worked great, and the lighting and the photography in this space was actually pretty great, but this is our sun porch and I'm dying to get it back because we really do miss it. And then what they don't tell you is when you're renovating a kitchen, it affects every room of your house. So this is the living room. We have our pantry shelves moved here, more boxes of things, and we finally got the dining room done. So that feels so good. If you wanna see that in depth, check out a video from 2 weeks ago and you can see it turned out amazing. But I think the thing to do is to light a candle and get cracking. Welcome to my move-in vlog, moving into my kitchen, organizing my kitchen, and I'll give you a tour as well at the end. It's not gonna be perfect, but it'll give you kind of an idea of where we're going. So if you like to see how my brain thinks, processes, organizing a kitchen, and also how the renovations went, some behind the scenes, some snafus, some unfinished business, we'll talk all about that in today's video, so might as well get started. So there are two types of people in this world. Cheerful, happy people with candles cozying up their home, and then grouchy people who don't use candles. I'm totally kidding, but I am definitely a candle girl, and I am pretty particular about the candles I choose and select. One, they have to look really beautiful, but two, I have to feel good about them burning in my home because the fumes are going into the air. Welsh Mountain Candle Co. is a company that has been around for a long time in Lancaster County. You know, you've seen their iconic label, whether it's makers markets or their retail space. They just do what they do so well. They only use cold pressed waxes that are not chemically extruded. They have a whole line of candles that are made with 100% steam distilled essential oils. The top scent, I believe, is cinnamon and clove. Coming up for Christmas time, that would be an amazing scent, but they have over 70 scents and they're always switching them out and coming up with new ones. I had the privilege of being in their new retail space, which if you're ever going on a little jaunt shopping trip in the Lancaster County area as a tourist, definitely add Welsh Mountain Candle Co. to your list. You get the farm experience. There's chickens and cows, and their storefront is right there on the property in a chicken house. It's just a whole vibe. Gotta check it out. I not only picked up some of their candles, but some of their decor as well that you'll see throughout this video. Along with their iconic candles and decor, they also have soaps, lotions, diffusers, all the things to make your home look and smell and feel cozy. I am lighting the orange and clove amber candle today just because I feel like that punch of orange gives me some energy and the clove just makes everything feel homey and cozy. I actually had the privilege of meeting some of the workers and the owners, and they explained to me their heart behind the company. So I know you can get your candles at a lot of different places, but now that I mentioned Welsh Mountain Candle Co., you're gonna see the label everywhere, especially if you're in Lancaster County. I'll check them out at Artisan Mill, Prussian Arcade, and different makers markets throughout the area, and they ship, which is why I agreed to work with them as a partner on my channel. I use them in my home, and now you guys can as well. So it would not be a partnership without me hooking you up with a code. Use Megan15 for 15% off of your order. We're at welshmountaincandle.com. And if you'd like to shop in store so you can smell all of their scents, that's great. You can still get a free car vent diffuser with any purchase $20 or more. Choose from scents such as Autumn Harvest, Cedar Nutmeg, Apple Cinnamon, Holiday Cranberry. Their Salt and Stone scent is one of my favorites. It smells clean and fresh. Wow, this is just like Candle City. Every scent imaginable. I am having so much fun smelling these all. I feel like they did a really good job of nothing is super like replicated. Like they're all very distinct.
Well, it's not that easy.
No, I'm sure not.
It's taken us a long time to kind of hone in on our list, and we're always changing it too.
Then also while I was there, most of her candles are made with coconut wax, but they do have some with palm wax, which I don't know if you can see that. It's like a glittery, flaky look to it. So pretty. So I had to pick up one of these as well. And this one is for wintertime, Balsam Evergreen. Oh, smells so good. And you can see it says right here, hand poured in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. They are located at the foot of the Welsh Mountains. So if you're a local, definitely check out their new retail space. And even if you're not, you can take advantage of that code, Megan15, for 15% off of your entire order. Okay, I thought lighting the candle would give me a little more clarity of what to do, but I think the most obvious way to start, since I have more cabinetry than before and it's also laid out completely differently, I think the way to go is just to put things back in the drawers that they were designed for. I only have 2 drawers that are specific for things, 3 technically. So right here I have my trash can pull-out system. So I can put trash bags in there. We can use those. That's really nice. And then over here, besides my beautiful range, which I cannot wait to tell you about, there's a store there. I have this drawer, which is designed for cookie sheets and baking pans, things like that. So I can fill that up. Apparently, a lot of people like to use this space as a spice rack. I decided just to do my spices over here in a flat drawer so I can see the labels. But he made this drawer with the spice cabinet originally, so we had to wait an extra week for him to switch that out, but it was not a big deal at all. He actually caught his own mistake and told us that that's how it's gonna come, but he'll fix it. And I'm excited to try this out. I've never had this before. And you just pull it open with the knob. So that definitely has to go here. And then there is a standard depth for the top drawers in a kitchen that you don't want to really mess with. You kind of want it to look the same the whole way across. But in my island, he said he can do whatever you want because it's custom. I mean, technically you can do whatever you want when it's custom anywhere, but it just might look weird, he said. So we made these drawers here a couple inches deeper to fit my plastic wrap and parchment paper, aluminum foil, all of that, because that was one of the absolute pain points in my old kitchen. It was always beating up the boxes when I pulled the drawer out. It just wasn't deep enough. So that problem is solved. And then obviously this under the sink area is a no-brainer. We know what we keep here. I'm still waiting on shelf liners to come from Amazon. So as soon as they come in, I can put that away too. And then Josh is going to install this door. So by the end of the video, you'll get to see my beautiful stained wood arch door. I'm so excited for you to see it and for me to see it. I haven't seen it in the space yet, and I'm just dying to know if it completes my vision. But this coffee bar area is like no man's land for me. I've never had one before. Pantry space here. Will it all fit? I don't know. I do have storage in my basement too, but I have a lot of storage in here. So we're just gonna kind of go with the flow and be prepared to move things a couple times until I like what I see. This here is an enclosed fridge. Very exciting. I feel very fancy. Which my one friend's like, why didn't you enclose all of your appliances? Well, you'll see as I guide you through this kitchen, but the appliances in here are very beautiful and I don't really want to cover them up. I love how they add a modern touch to some of the old world elements in this kitchen. But yeah, I think I just need to clean as I go and we'll just see what we get done. Tonight my sister's coming and Josh and I are going on a date and she said she can wipe out some of the drawers for me and stuff too. So we'll start here and then when we jump to tomorrow morning, don't be surprised, I'll just continue the process then. out there. It is like the perfect weather for organizing. Something about a dreary, kind of rainy day is perfection. This is definitely adding to the mood. Okay, it is later on this evening and I really did not get much done due to the fact that my shelf liner did not come in, and everything that I wanted to put in my brand new cupboards, I feel like I need a shelf liner just for some protection and some cushion, and even for like protecting the items as well. What's up, kids? I changed because Josh and I are having a date night tonight, yay, but he's coming in the door, that doorway that does not have a door yet. He's gonna be coming in like 5 minutes with my bar stools. I'm so excited. The backstory of these is I designed them with a local Amish chair shop guy. Is that the correct word? Carpenter, craftsman, whatever you will. And I'm excited for you to see them. We're waiting for them to get stained to match the island. So they're gonna match the island exactly. Oh my goodness, what do you think? Do you like them? Mm-hmm. Do you like them?
Yeah, love it.
So this is just a classic Amish made chair design. It's exactly like he normally does them, but I got him to do like a scalloped ladder back to it. Can you see that? Oh my goodness, so cute. It is another dreary, cloudy day, and my mom has the boys this morning, so we're gonna keep right on rolling. I did not get a ton done last night because my shelf liner didn't show up till 8:30 from Amazon, but it's here now, and I have several shelves lined. My sister helped me last night when we were on our date night, so we can get rolling hopefully without too much delay. I made myself a cozy drink with the new espresso machine that I got for Josh for his birthday. It is really nice. It's not as cute as my Smeg, but boy, you just push a button and it does everything for you. So this is a dirty hot chocolate. I basically made myself a hot latte, but added some hot chocolate mix to it. Oh, and some maple syrup. Yeah, pretty good. But yeah, I did not buy hardly anything for moving into the kitchen, like as far as it goes with drawer organization, except for this really wide shelf liner. And then I got 2 sponge holders, one for my magic eraser, since I'm gonna need my magic eraser a lot on this white quartz, and then one for my steel wool metal scrubby thing. I also got a utensil tray in dark wood. I decided not to have anything built in because it's so hard to clean. My previous old kitchen had the built-in silverware compartments and you had to like suck it out with a vacuum. It was really hard to clean. So this way, we could just stick it in the sink, clean it out that way. So that was strategic. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty simplistic. I think the goal is to get all the stuff moved in. This is like move-in day in the kitchen, and then I can decorate as a reward, possibly tomorrow or over the weekend. So I am going to listen to That's the Point podcast, their episode on antiquing. So it's a vibe. Let's get going.
Yeah, I found some great things. You know, I also went to my parents' house the other night. I saw that. And my mom gave me I'm just feeling a rising sense of panic that I'm gonna hate my kitchen, that I'm not gonna have room for everything, that I'm gonna have things all over the place again, not all together. And then I'll be like going and I'll discover another, oh, I forgot I had that cupboard. Okay, well, I can put the Tupperware there, or I'm feeling a little frantic. I just want to keep going faster and faster just to see how things will work out. At this point, I'm kind of just throwing things into drawers, you know, to make sure they fit. And once I have all their locations solidified, then we'll try to get them nice and organized and looking nice, order any more supplies that I need. I think that's probably the most prudent way of going about it. Why buy a bunch of things that I might not need? But I still have that pantry looming in the back of my head too. Like, will that all fit? It's just so different than my other pantry setup. Having these 2 towers here, what am I gonna put in them? And like, I want it to make logical sense. And I do have tons of storage space. Like, I can put random things over here in the dining room that I don't reach for every day. You know, I have a whole basement. I have my laundry with all those built-in new cabinets that I can store lots of appliances and things, but I'm all about efficiency. I love making my moves count, and so I'm just trying to think very logically, okay, when I'm cooking at the kitchen, what do I need to be able to reach for? When I'm emptying the dish rack, what would be nice to have close by? And then I also have my kids. I feel like the real estate down here in the drawers are the most important, so they can reach things, they can help set the table, they can put things away. And that's very different than my old kitchen. And so we'll see. I did write out a map of where I wanted everything to go, and I can't find that anywhere. I did that right before we actually solidified our kitchen plans. And I thought it would all come back to me. And it is kind of, but also at the same time, it's not all working out according to plan. Like, I need to move shelves up or down or take shelves out. Currently, my biggest debacle is my Tupperware and my baking supplies. I just feel like I use those so often. I need to figure out where to put them. And I'm not gonna just have one big giant Tupperware cupboard drawer to pull out. It would have to be like 4 feet deep. So it's gonna have to take multiple drawers. Which ones? We shall see.
Life is life and trouble's troubling. Issues pile up. Remember, my friend, that God is greater than our problems. When it feels like you can't make it through, just find your gratitude. There's so many ways to count your blessings. Yeah. In Him, we move and breathe and have a being. If you're alive, He's keeping you safe. Take it from me, a perfect life is fake. But perfect peace, it can be achieved through prayer.
Okay, my sweater has come off. I am hot. I am tired. I am uninspired. That rhymed. And I need to go pick up my boys. This kitchen is awful. I'm having such a problem with my baking supplies, with the way to optimize my pantry area, and also I would love to have all of my appliances together somewhere, but it really doesn't make sense because I'm just really struggling. I have tons of space. That's not the problem. I'm really struggling with what to do with my high storage options because I never had that before. Like, my cabinets stopped far below the ceiling, and so I just couldn't store things there. Now I have that option, but I want to be very strategic. I'm 5'4.5". I want to be able to put things that I don't use very often, like the waffle maker, panini press, stuff like that up there. But it also would be really nice to just like open this pantry doors up and there's all my appliances just sitting there. Like, how nice would that be? It would definitely look nicer than having appliances all along the top here. I don't know. I need a break. I'm gonna go pick up the boys. I'm gonna sit down on my laptop and do computer work, edit some of the next video that's going out this week. And I think Josh will just have to order supper in. I will work on this all evening. We did say we're gonna go out to eat more often over this kitchen renovation, and we have not. We haven't really, I think one time we went and got food. So I think the kids will appreciate it and enjoy it too. So yeah, I will be back at this with fresh eyes. Okay, I
got cleaned up a little bit. Time for a little tour. This is several days later. Let's just roll the tape of where we came from to where we are now. So as you can see, it's been such a journey, and I am so grateful for this new kitchen, flaws and all. And you might be like, what, flaws in your brand new kitchen? We'll talk about that as we go through here. And I can promise you, even if you are in the most unideal kitchen with a $0 budget, you will learn something in this portion, because organizing things is free. Relocating things, also free. But then also, if anybody is thinking about adding a new element or updating anything in their kitchen, I wanna share what we've learned along the process, because there's been a lot. So before we even do any of the stuff, let's talk about the floors. I've been sharing bits and pieces on Instagram of my kitchen, and that's my most asked question. Where are your floors from? And they're from Nolt's Flooring. And I will put this specific link down below. If you're a local, you can actually get a discount right now. I'll put it on the screen. He said that he can hook you guys up till the end of the year. Josh did the install here himself, but they also do install and do a great job at it. So yeah, if you're local and already looking for flooring, this is a great option. And even if you don't select this exact flooring, you can still use that discount. And then our appliances we got from Martin's Appliance. So over here is where we installed the microwave. It's actually a drawer style microwave, which is really nice for stirring things, but it's also kind of annoying because I'm used to just slamming my microwave door shut, right? I know some of you that don't believe in microwaves are shuttering, but I can't do without one completely. Although I am trying to limit my use a little bit. To close it, it goes that slowly shut, which is semi-annoying, like really. So I don't know, we'll see how much I like it. I really love how sleek it is and hidden under there, and so far I love it, but it is a little more expensive, so I'll have to let you know over time if I think it was worth the upgrade. And then our fridge and our dishwasher and our oven, all cafe appliances, that's the brand. And we went with their graphite matte black finish, and then the brass hardware and knobs. And oh my goodness, my oven is so beautiful. So my second cousin slash friend, he is a salesman for Martin's Appliance, and he was able to do some wizardry here. And I basically have a Franken oven. I really wanted one of those beautiful ranges that was like colorful, but I couldn't commit to a color, and they were all like $12,000. It was crazy. And Josh really wanted cafe appliances. So when we decided we wanted to go with cafe, they do not have an induction oven in black, only in stainless. And Josh is, it's so funny, you're gonna find out through here, he had a few key components that he had to have. One, including sound system speakers up in our ceiling. So we have music rolling in here, and I love it. It makes such a vibe. Another thing was the under cabinet lighting that you're seeing here. I'm still trying to figure out how to play with it with the camera, because is it strobing right now for you guys? Because right near here, looking at the camera screen, it's not strobing. Like, it's not doing anything weird. But then when I put it up onto my computer, for some reason, it's doing a weird, like, stutter kind of thing. So anyway, that was something else Josh had to have. And he really wanted an induction oven because, one, I'm irresponsible when it comes to gas, even though I love how it looks. It's too much fuss for me. I can't do gas. And induction is better than electric because you can put your hand on it when it's turned on and it won't even feel hot. It's only when you put your pans on it that the way the heat conducts through your cookware, that's what gets hot. So if you touch the pan's hot, but the actual surface of the oven is not. So that's really neat. I'm still adjusting to having a 1-year-old and knobs down here. So far, he's only ever turned anything on one time, but you know, that is a potential. But I just love this oven because of how Jonny, my second cousin, was able to get doors from the gas range and put them on the induction oven. And so it looks so beautiful. It's a unique, one-of-a-kind piece. It's pretty and unusual without being a weird color. And I do really love that. I'm not married to a specific color. I have to say, having this range though has really upgraded my life. I just love it for a multitude of reasons. It has a warming drawer in the bottom, but I just store my kettles down there. And a question people often ask is, can you get induction and not get special pots and pans? And all of my pans work, as long as a magnet sticks to them. My stainless ones work, my cast iron and my caraway all work on this induction oven, so I did not have to get any new pans or anything. But I just love how there's knobs in the front and not that big piece in the back, so that it can show my beautiful backsplash, which let's talk about our countertops. And then I guess we should get to the cabinetry itself. But my countertops, they are quartz, not quartzite, which is basically, if I understand it correctly, a engineered stone. So they take real quartzite and they mill it and they add dye and stuff to make the patterns, and you can know what you're getting. It's super durable, even more so than quartzite. And also, at least this version here was a lot cheaper than going with quartzite. I know some people do like even marble, which is nuts, but this has kind of that marble look at a much better price point, although the price point was painful, I have to be honest. But I knew right away from the beginning I wanted the backsplash to also be in the stone, so that definitely didn't help with the price tag. Just because of the way this kitchen is laid out with all the little pieces and stuff, I thought having a different element on the backsplash versus the countertop would just be even more busy, and I knew I wanted to have some clutter on my countertop, which, by the way, this kitchen is not really decorated per se. I just kind of styled it how I would use it, and hopefully I'll do some fall decorating here in a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to get some stuff in place and see how we actually use it, because after all, it needs to be functional, not just pretty, right? So last minute, I also decided to do this OG edge on the island, which I do not regret at all. It definitely was a little bit of an upcharge. I think it was like $500 more or something like that, but it completely makes this island look like a furniture piece. When people walk in here, that's the first thing they always say, oh my goodness, your island. Like that's what you see, first thing. I love the detail on the end here. I knew I wanted this from the beginning. I just seen pictures. I wanted some shelf styling on the end. My friend also has this in her kitchen and it looks really pretty. And if you're seeing fruit theme subtly mixed in everywhere, you're not imagining it. Also with my island, you'll notice that I do not have any pendant lights over it. And that's because I saw Ashley from Till Vacuum Do Us Part. She had a beautiful, she still does, has a beautiful showpiece kitchen with like vaulted ceilings and stuff. And she just took away her pendant lights over her island and her whole entire kitchen looked way bigger. And so I knew from the beginning that I did not want any lights over my island to break up the space and make it look lower than it already is. These ceilings are not very high, and that's something I could not control or fake or get around, you know, the ceilings were the ceilings. But I still got that pendant light element with my really fun light back here at the window. It's more for pretty, it's our night light at night. It's not super functional. I mean, it does provide light, but it was more of a jewelry piece in the room, let's be honest. And I just think it adds a little character that I can totally switch out as my style changes, which is why we went with such a classic kitchen. I know some of you are like, oh, it has no character. Trust me, we'll get some character in here yet, but I can't afford to redo my kitchen every couple years. And my style changes, and I'm aware of that. And so I needed some good classic bones that I would not need to change up a ton. So you'll see I had some fun with my bar stools, my lighting, different things like that. But when it came to my cabinetry, I wanted something timeless and practical, which is why we did not go with white. To you, this kitchen might look white. It is not. It is pale oak by Benjamin Moore, and we've had this in several rooms in our house, and so we knew we would love it. I think it's actually prettier as a cabinet color than a wall color even. It's just so pretty. It looks luxe and expensive, and it's wipeable. It's not white. I just really love our cabinet color. If you guys have been along for the journey, you've seen that we really took a long time in deciding on the color for our cabinets. So we have the wood element on the island and our coffee bar. The funny thing about that is that we really did not overthink it much at all. We went in there, we were discussing what color we wanted, we picked out a lighter color, and we're all set to go with it. And all of a sudden we're like, you know what? No. We want to go all the way. We want a dark wood, a wood that looks rich and luxe and alive. And we picked, it's almost, I think he said coffee undertones to it. It just is such a pretty brown without being red or yellow or orange or gray. So also with the cabinetry, we were really struggling with our range hood. Do you see how there's a skinny, not skinny, but there's one cabinet on the one side of the range hood and one cabinet on the other. That's it. Like there's no big run on either end. And so any range hood I wanted to do just looked disjointed and out of place and like its own thing. Like it would have like the curve or like the box. And so I came up with the idea when I found this picture here on Pinterest to just make it look
like cabinetry and to make it look seamless and flowing and just to make the whole oven space look like a focal point. And I really think we achieved that here. We added the brass railing both here and over at the coffee bar. It really does add a little jewelry to the space, if you will, and just looks really pretty with our brass hardware. You'll see the theme throughout this kitchen is pretty much marble, foam marble, dark wood, and brass. So as we were designing this kitchen, I was really conscious about making it a good 50-50 mix of modern elements mixed with old world, just so that neither side got too imbalanced. And I knew, like with Josh's very modern looking appliances, I would need to definitely soften it up with some character and charm. And so that's where this faucet came in. I wanted a unlacquered brass faucet. I love a good tarnish, a good story. I have lots of actual copper from my great grandpa's sale after he passed away. And I just love how patinaed metal kind of tells a story. And I've heard of this unlacquered brass finish, and I kind of just was like, oh, that's cool. That's something rich people have, right? But I found this one faucet that was a bridge faucet. It also came with a water dispenser, which is a must. Like, we knew we had to have one of those. And so I showed it to Josh, and he's like, that's pretty reasonably priced, honestly. So we got it. There's no pull down nozzle, which is so nice to have, right? But I am getting used to the hose detached over here. It's really not that bad, you know? But that was something that I was afraid was gonna be pretty much of a downgrade, but it really has not been. I don't mind it. The faucet might be my one main kitchen regret. I mean, there's a few other things I'm still hesitant about, but I'm gonna give myself some time to get used to it. But this faucet, so it is spotty. And even when you use Breeo or Barkeeper's Friend or anything like that, it does not, like, I thought it would patina. It's supposed to patina. It's an unlacquered brass. It's supposed to get aged as you use it. And I just thought that would be so pretty and it would tell a story, and I just love that. I don't really like the yellow gold. You know, even my hardware is like not yellow. It's more of a browny bronze, right? And so I was like, that's perfect. It'll age over time, and it said on the website that it will change according to the water that you use. You know, you can't know for sure how it's gonna patina over time. But I didn't realize it was gonna like just be spotty. So I don't know if I just have to wait long enough till the spots cover everything and they just blend together, kind of like my freckles when I go out in the sun. I don't know. We shall see. It is a little bit of, yeah, we'll see. Does it look dirty, or does it just look old and like a story to it? I don't know. I can't decide. So we will see. So far though, function-wise, love it. It's great. And I think it's just a great companion to our awesome sink. Okay, we did not think over the faucet very long. The sink we thought about for so long, and I want to tell you, if you think you have to have basically a toilet sink if you want to have a farmhouse sink, and what I mean by toilet is like that porcelain white shiny material, you know, that's what I always thought you had to have. And my friend has one, and she says every time the dishes get thrown in, they clank and break and shatter because it's just such a hard element. I just picked out one and assumed that's what we were getting, but Josh did the legwork. He went to great lengths and he found the perfect sink. I will try to link it for you. I'm sure it's not an affiliate link, so I really don't care if you buy it or not, but I kind of do care. If you need a white sink, this is the material that it needs to be. It's not crazy shiny. It doesn't look like a toilet. It's just beautiful, and it's a double bowl, which is what I wanted. I went back and forth several times, so I just want to get a big bowl. But I just came from a 3-bowl sink before, and I grew up with a 2-bowl sink. So I do not regret doing the 2-bowl sink, and this sink is just perfect. Like, this is the one you want if you ever need a farmhouse sink with the apron front on it, because it has the divider, but the divider doesn't go the whole way up, so you can still lay your big pans across it if you need to. It's just the perfect sink. Like, my plates have not shattered in any way. I just use a magic eraser to clean it up. I thought that might be a problem too, a lot more work with cleaning it up, but no, like, this is just as good as the stainless one I had before, and way prettier. Speaking of pretty, do you see the wooden drip edge we added down here? I just think that's just like the lipstick on the sink, if you will. It's just so pretty. And I don't think the Amish guy had ever done that before, but he made my dreams come true, and I love it. I really did not buy much to style this kitchen. I just wanted to kind of we need to get used to each other and get to know each other a little first before I go out and buy all kinds of things, you know? And I want to have fun with this. Like, I just spent thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, I might as well spread out the fun a little bit, you know? Let's not go crazy here. So if there's something that looks a little off in here, it might get swapped out over time, but give me time. And then I wish this is a beautiful view into my sun porch, but that's for another video because we still have not taken out my summer kitchen, or my emergency kitchen, as I've had all summer. We're gonna rip that out later this week, probably next week. And right now, whenever I see it, it's just a reminder of all we've been through this summer, and honestly, pretty good memories. I'm not gonna go through all my drawers and cupboards and show you how I did everything, except I do want to show you this. This was my baking drawer. I originally had everything up here, and then my mom came over and we decided to put it down there, and I was just in tears. She actually came over and helped me finish up the project because I could not even think straight. My brain, I had not gotten a lot of sleep the night before, and I just could not make decisions. And so she came over and just started throwing things into cupboards and helping me out, which I appreciate. But after that, one of the things she did was move the baking stuff back down here again, and it just didn't work. So the baking stuff came back here, and I just love how I can open my doors up and there's my stuff. Looks great. It's very reachable and organized. I'm still trying to figure out where to put all my appliances because a lot of them in my laundry cupboards or just scattered along the tops. I think you saw in here, there was just a hand mixer up here. Over here we have like the blenders, and it just kind of goes like that the whole way down through because that's just kind of how it had to be, and I don't love that. So we're still getting to know each other. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I eventually will get used to it. And you kind of buy to fill the space you have. So right now some of my pantry area is pretty empty, but I will soon learn like, oh, I can buy in bulk some of these things, or like pasta or like whatever, as I get used to the space. So I'm not freaking out yet. Like, even though it doesn't feel perfect to me, I'll eventually know how best to use the space. But I did want to show you bar stools. Does it feel like every single thing I have has a story behind it? That's just how I am. Are you learning? I'm just very sentimental. So these bar stools are one of a kind. I got into what I call the Amish underground. Basically, I had an idea of chairs in my head that I wanted, and I couldn't find them anywhere. Except I found them a couple places, and they were like very, very expensive. So I was like, this can't be that hard to make. So after calling around so many different places, I finally found a guy who does custom chair work, and he took his basic chair that he makes, lattice, and he did the little scalloped ladder back that I wanted. See how it's scalloped here and here? And he only charged me $20 more. These chairs are $140 a piece. Which is basically IKEA prices for custom-made Amish-made chairs. And then we took them to the cabinet guy, and since he stained the island, he also stained the chairs, and they match to perfection. I did do one silly little girly thing that I'm definitely regretting already, but I had a lady on Etsy I found. She's from Lithuania. She made me cushions for these chairs, and I asked her to make them custom with extra long tails so I could wrap them around the legs and tie them in bows. Love that detail. I could have sewed these myself, but have you seen the summer I've been having? There was no time for that, and she did an excellent job. So I just love that extra little bow detail, the ticking stripe, everything. It just looks so grandma, chic, girly, the scallop. It's just so fun. I love these things. But yeah, most of the time I tell the kids just to flip the seats up so they're not sitting on them. But I think it might have been a mistake because, I mean, over time, there's just no way they're gonna look new for very long. But it's okay because the chairs are beautiful just the way they are. And chairs are one thing you can have some personality to them, you know? Like, sure, my kitchen's pretty classic, pretty timeless, but the chairs, like, put some personality into them because they're gonna get worn out, beaten up, whatever. I did a castle reintegration 2 weeks ago for my dining room, and so they have some pretty cool bar stools too you can check out if your style is a little more modern than mine. But yeah, I feel like that's a great place to infuse your own style and not have to worry about it lasting forever, you know, like a countertop needs to. Okay, you guys have been seeing that beautiful door behind me this whole segment, and let's discuss. So children are so hard on things, but I feel like one way you can have some personality in your home is through architecture, which my house does not have much beautiful architecture, so we had to manufacture some. Josh found a guy who could do this door for a lot cheaper than most places. Josh has saved us so much money with this project. It's been amazing, not only just by working with his own hands, but also knowing people. Like, he has the whole network figured out, and he did amazing. So he got me this door, he stained it himself. The color's not quite dead on with the coffee bar. You can see it's a little redder. It was a journey. We've had this door since March, and we only got it stained last week. So yeah, I still think it was worth the wait, although it was a pain in the butt to find, to source, all of that. I love it, and it's there to stay. And then we have our coffee bar, which was a gift to myself and Josh. We really wanted to have a space dedicated to not just coffee, but hosting. And we also need pantry space somewhere because our cabinet run here is not very long. And our island stores some things, yes, but we still need more space. And I love that vertical pantry space. So you can see here how we designed it was, we have 2 towers on either side with a bunch of food in. It's our pantry stuff. And it's touch open so the kids can get into it because they can't reach these knobs. So they have to
do that right there to get in. But everything else is soft close throughout the house. And then this here, surprise, surprise, is our beverage fridge. I guess you're supposed to keep wine and stuff in here. I don't know, but we keep our milk and the kids' lunches and then just like coffee stuff. And Josh has a pie down here that he has with his coffee in the morning. So yeah, that's a fun little surprise. It's enclosed behind the cabinets. And then over here, you saw me organizing Josh's mugs and stuff. So that's working out really good. And then we have a his and hers situation when it comes to the espresso machines. Let's be honest. We mostly use this one because it is not manual. I got this for Josh's birthday. He was elated, shocked, surprised, and it's also cafe brand, and it matches with all of our other black cafe appliances. But the Smeg is just so cute, and I thought the plan could be when we have people over, I could make decaf for anybody who wants decaf, and then Josh could put caffeinated beans in this one. So probably what we'll do. And then I have open shelves, which I do not know how to style. I'm learning. I don't know how it looks to you right now. I did use a command strip to put a piece of artwork there. And then I try to be a little practical by putting some of my pretty cups up here that we use when I make iced coffee and stuff. Some mugs here. This is some china that I don't reach for. It's just like more for pretty, so there it sits. And I got this picture at Calico Creek. And then I love the sconce lights. They match kind of what we have going on in the dining room. But they were an Amazon find, so I'll have to link them. They were a great price and they look so darling. I love it. And I love how we brought the wood element from the island over here to the coffee bar, so it kind of tells a cohesive story. It has a nice color palette. That's something else you have to remember. If you're gonna do a lot of quartz, you gotta warm it up with something, unless you want that really modern look. So I am happy with this space, but I'm excited to see how it evolves over time. And as I get to know the shelves and kind of figure out what I wanna do with them. So if you have any ideas, let me know. My kitchen has no real color story to it really, as my dining room does. I wanted to keep it pretty neutral though, because I always decorate the kitchen for especially, I was gonna say the seasons, but especially Christmas and fall and spring. So I do want a pretty neutral color palette, but I think in about 2 weeks, this kitchen's gonna look completely different because I'll have some fall touches to it. And I think I really wanna lean into like the burgundy and browns of fall, more so than the terracottas and oranges like I have in the past. So we'll see. I'm excited to try it out and have fun with it and see what I find, see what I collect. See what pumpkins, you know, just plopping a pumpkin here and there will do wonders to this kitchen too. So I didn't want to have all the fun at once either. And less is more when you have such beautiful finishes, I feel. I will say I do miss my Lazy Susan because there's no corners in this kitchen. I do not get my Lazy Susan, which I know some people hate their Lazy Susan, but I'm telling you right now, if you have an old kitchen with a Lazy Susan in the corner, I used to put all my appliances on it and I would just spin it and find what I needed. Now my appliances are scattered all across the tops of my cabinets. Enjoy it. Enjoy your Lazy Susan because you know what? You might miss it if you didn't have it. I definitely am. I'll show you this angle yet here. There's nothing on this big white wall. And that's okay for now. It does bug me. Like I want to do something with it, but for now, that's how it's staying. And I'm gonna do the right thing with it. Over time, I'll figure it out. Do you have any suggestions? Also, do you think I need a runner? Like this flooring is so pretty. I don't feel the need to cover it up. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people would put a runner in a space, but in my experience, runners have been really annoying to clean and clean around. So I don't know, does it really need a runner? You'll have to let me know. And one last thing I wanted to say while I have you here, while I have your ear, is that whatever kitchen you have, there's just something about it. There's just something about it. There's something you have that nobody else has. Maybe it's a big window or a small window that faces east and you get to see the sunrise or the sunset. You know, this kitchen doesn't have that. It just faces the woods. And I couldn't get a big window and that's just okay. Or maybe your kitchen cabinets were so beat up you decided to paint them a fun color just because you could. And that makes your kitchen unique. Maybe your tile backsplash is just ugly and you don't like it, so you put some peel and stick tile on it and now it has some personality that it didn't have before. Or maybe your kitchen's just laid out really smartly and you have it clean and organized. You know, that elevates life in so many ways. And maybe you do have a showpiece kitchen, like way better than mine. Vaulted ceilings, all the things. You know, you got the marble countertops. Or maybe you have a kitchen like I used to have that's just cute and fun, but dated, beat up, whatever. No matter what kitchen you have, I promise you can make it better by baking something in the oven, organizing your drawers, lighting a candle, and just making it feel like home. Because if there's anything I've learned from this whole summer is that the kitchen truly is the heart of your home and everything beats around it. And so I think it's never frivolous to put some energy and elbow grease into making it work for you and your family. So many memories and meals are shared in the kitchen, and I just think it's worth it. So I hope this video gave you some inspiration today, whether that's organizing or design, and I'm so glad I could finally share. So thank you so much for being here. Check out Welsh Mountain Candle Co. down below. I'm so honored to be able to work with them. A local company is always near and dear to my heart. I'm excited for you when your candles come in the mail because they will not disappoint. And I'll see you next week for a vlog where I share some new routines and some new things that we've been implementing out of necessity. You know, when it doesn't work, you gotta fix it. So that's what we've been doing lately. I'll see you then. Bye everyone.